Well, opening day of the baseball season didn't go exactly as I had planned. Now, those of you watching the video report yesterday, you were very happy because I gave you a 3-0 sweep, gave you the Brewers over the Braves, the Marlins pounding the Rockies, and the White Sox on the run line against the Minnesota Twins. But then, for my personal play in baseball last night, I took a flyer, a 10-dime release on the Angels, minus $1.25 at home against Seattle. Looked good when LA took that 2-0 lead in the first inning, and then after, the Mariners rolled and crushed them in the Big A. So rather than pack it up, though, I figured, well, I'll try to win today, rather than quitting on the entire season at this point. Listen, the bottom line is this, guys. I'm telling you again, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and I have firm conviction in this. First 3 weeks, no matter the sport or season, the only time you have the advantage over the odds makers, you're going to get the best prices and realize that they don't know really that much more about the teams and the pitchers here in baseball, particularly, than you or I. Now, personally, I think I have an advantage because I chart all the pitchers during spring training, specifically focusing on their final 3 to 4 starts. Their first couple of starts are inconsequential because they're facing a bunch of batters that are going to be playing AA, AAA ball, or release, looking for a job when the season rolls around. But those final 3 starts especially, when they're going 4 innings or more, that's what's important to me because I'm looking for guys that carry the momentum into the start of the regular season. Does it always work? Look at Cliff Lee, for an example. A tremendous spring for the Phillies, and then he just got rocked yesterday against the Rangers. Does it always work with teams? Let me use the Phillies again. A team that during spring training had a major league worst batting average and scored the second fewest runs during the spring campaign. Put 14 runs on the board yesterday, right? I mean, so sometimes there's no rhyme or reason, but I'm telling you, if you do your research in spring training like I have, you always are going to generally win money. Always are going to generally win money. Doesn't exactly make sense what I just said, but generally you are going to win money. Not always, strike that word, because you're hedging the odds in your favor. And that's the bottom line here with baseball. It is the easiest sport to bet. It is the easiest sport to make money on. It's also the toughest sport from one aspect because the season is so damn long. So coming up later in this video report, I'm going to give you more free plays. I'm going to take a look at Game 2 of the Rockies-Marlins series. Plus, I'm going to take a look at the Phillies-Rangers contest tonight and give you my thoughts in the NBA on one game tonight, that being Brooklyn hosting the Houston Rockets. Before I go any further, just a quick question, personal note here. I think the question I'm asked most in all my years of doing this, once people realize I am not a bookmaker, if I have not explained that 100 times over in my lifetime to people, oh, you're a bookie. No, I'm not a bookmaker. They always ask, well, how did I get into this business? And the funny thing is, the irony to me is, that's not the pertinent question. To me, the question should be, well, how did you get involved in this whole gambling thing? I wasn't like Steve Boudin, who was born with a little black book in his crib. His father was one of the biggest bookmakers in the entire country. I mean, you talk about a guy born into the gambling business. That wasn't me. I mean, I was a sports junkie as a kid, and I remember the Philadelphia Inquirer. I grew up outside of Philadelphia. Philadelphia Inquirer, like every newspaper still nowadays, prior to the football season, would have their preseason football guide, and they always had a page and had all the games for the entire season broken down. And every single week, of course, I'm circling who I think is going to win these damn games. And during games, I'm watching all my Eagles games. I'm logging how many carries the running backs have, what's the pass completions, and who's getting the receptions. I'm logging all the games because I'm just this kid that's a junkie. Late in this one football season, it was sometime in the early 70s. My father has a friend over, and I remember it's Sunday, and they're talking about the Eagles game later that day, and I pull out my sheet and I show him. It's like, look, I'm winning. I'm going 9-1, 10-1, every single week. And he says to me, yeah, but he says, are you doing it against the point spread? I didn't know what the damn point spread was. So he explained to me what point spreads were and how you do it with the games. So from that point forward, then I'm starting to look on the Agate page of the local papers, and I'm seeing the Las Vegas lines, and I'm going, oh. So if I like so-and-so, they got to win by more than 7 or stay within the 7. And that got me hooked. I bring it up because I happened to see today, my wife told me in the obituaries that gentleman happened to pass away just a day ago. So, but it's just kind of interesting. That's what gave me my start. So it's kind of ironic also that, he's one of my father's friends and co-workers. And this weekend was 3 years since we buried my father. But Yeah, but that's how I got my start. I mean, it's not something, that you're like born into, as I said that Steve Budin was, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have interesting stories like that, how you first got hooked. For me, after doing those games, then the next thing, the natural progression was when the guys were coming around with dollar football pools every single week in high school, it was like, hey, I'm in. Hit very first football pool I ever played. I hit all four teams. I hit a four-teamer. First football pool I ever played. I mean, if that didn't tell me right then what my future had, definitely got me hooked. It was more than an addiction at that point. But anyway, guys, let's get to some of the discounts here today. Half price play of the day is going to be Brad Wilton. Fourth straight winning day, third straight college basketball winner, Yale and VMI. I think that's the CIT tournament tonight. Of course, his last two college basketball winners were Kentucky and Wisconsin over the weekend, and $10 bettors up over 12 grand since last July. There's a couple of $5 play of the day releases there on the homepage as well. You can look them up yourself. And I'm going to repeat a promo that I gave out yesterday because Monday, kind of strange, Monday is actually the slowest traffic day here at our site. You would think it would be Tuesday because Monday is the end of the week, the betting week, but that just shows you. In the old days, Monday had some significance. It was the bailout day because everybody was playing through the bookmakers. Now, with the bulk of you out there probably playing offshore, your end of the week is whatever day you damn well want it to be. I think why Monday is the slowest day here at our websites is because everybody goes through the trials and tribulations of Saturday and Sunday when you got the big dance going as well. Everybody's kind of exhausted and they have to take a betting day vacation. So in case you didn't get the promos yesterday, I'll repeat them today, and they're on the homepage as well. You can save $125 off the purchase of any handicapper's 30-day package here at the site by using coupon code SAVE125. Or you can save $50 off the purchase of any 7-day package from any handicapper here at the site by using coupon code SAVE50. Now, if you happen to already be involved in a long-term package with one of the handicappers, which about 80 to 85% of you here at the websites are, let's say you have 8 days left to Brad Wilton, you want another 30 days, use the coupon. You can, and you'll save $125. And if you have instant rebates, they're applicable as well. Maximize your savings. Have any questions? Just contact customer service because that's what the hell I pay them for. Let's get busy here. I'm going to take a look at Game 2 of the Miami Colorado series. Of course, I gave you the Marlins last night. They rolled 10-1 with Jose Fernandez on the hill. I'm going to go with them once again tonight. They're going with Nathan Eovaldi. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Last year started the season with some shoulder problems. Didn't make his debut till about midway through the year, but he pitched well. In 18 starts last year, had a 3.39 earned run average. He's got a fastball that touches close to 100 miles an hour. It's whether or not he has the complementary pitches working for him. In 5 starts in the spring, he had 16 Ks and 18 in the third innings and a 3.44 earned run average. He has a 3.22 career earned run average against the Rockies because he used to pitch for the Dodgers, so he saw them more frequently, of course. Now, Brett Anderson is going for Colorado. This is a guy who I thought was going to be a potential ace for the Oakland A's staff for a number of years, but his, career was basically sidetracked by Tommy John surgery a couple of years back, and he really has never been the same. Matter of fact, he's only made 24 major league starts since having that surgery a couple of years back. Now, he came off a very strong spring, 3.27 earned run average, okay? But, last year really struggled. He got off to a horrible start for the A's, 1-4, 7.23 earned run average, broke his foot. When he came back late in the season, he was only used out of the bullpen 11 times, didn't pitch well there either. Considering that the Rockies were out hit yesterday 14-6 and outscored 10-1, I'm willing to take Miami minus the 110 here. I don't like the pitching matchup as much, but you can't have Jose Fernandez going for you every night. But I'll take a shot and go with the Marlins in this contest. The Phillies. Here is an interesting example of why sometimes, no matter how much research you do, especially in my case for spring training, the results don't necessarily always carry through. Look at the Phillies, a team that in spring training had the lowest batting average of any team in the major leagues, team that scored the second fewest runs in the major leagues during spring training, a team that had its pitcher Cliff Lee have one of the best spring training among any starting pitcher in baseball. What happens yesterday? Lee gets rocked. The Phillies have 14 runs and they win at Texas. Go figure. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason in this thing we do. Today, the Phillies are going to A.J. Burnett. They're a $1.20 dog after opening up against the Rangers yesterday. Now, the Rangers have a better starter going today, and Martin Perez, 10-6 with a 3.62 earned run average in 20 starts a year ago. But the interesting thing was in 9 home starts, he was just 3-4. Yesterday, of course, the Phillies took that game 14-10. They jumped out to a 6-0 lead, blew it all. I'm going to go with the Phillies today with A.J. Burnett. He was brought in to really be the stabilizer in the Phillies rotation, figuring that he'd be the number 3 starter behind Cole Hamels and Cliff Lee, with Hamels on the DL to start the campaign. Because of shoulder problems, Burnett has a crucial role, and he certainly did deliver pitching for the Pirates last year. So I'm going to go with the Phillies, and this one is a slight road dog. I want to talk about the NBA game between Brooklyn and the Houston Rockets. This is one of those scary games because, the Rockets have won 13 in a row in this series. The Nets have won 13 in a row at home and 20 of their last 22 at the Barclays Center. Their last 12 home games, they've held every single one of their opponents to under 100 points, including Minnesota Timberwolves, who were coming off like a 143-point effort against the Lakers in the game prior that held them to 99 points in the win at home Sunday against the T-Wolves, 114-99. During that 12 games stretch at home, they've given up just an average of 92.9 points a game. And they're 29-12, best record in the NBA since the start of the season. So you would think this is the time to go with the Nets at home. But as I told you when I thought the Nets might be the play against the T-Wolves on Sunday's video report, I look at this team and I'm going, how the hell do they win? You're starting Sean Livingston in the backcourt, Joe Johnson at small forward. You got a cast of thousands playing in the center spot because you don't have Kirilenko, you don't have Kevin Garnett. And you would think tonight would be the night to go with the Nets to finally snap their losing streak against the Rockets, especially since the Rockets will be without Patrick Beverley, who's out with torn knee meniscus. And Beverley has really done a good job this year playing at the point instead of Jeremy Lin. And Dwight Howard is probably going to miss the game as well. Now, the Rockets are coming off a loss which snapped their 5-game winning streak to the Clippers, a game in which they blew a 15-point lead, eventually losing the game by 11. And yet, I think the Rockets are the play tonight. Is it an official free pick? Is there such a thing as an official free pick? No, but I'm just, I handicap the game and I just look at all these numbers. And it reminds me when Brooklyn played Charlotte, went to Charlotte a few weeks back. And Charlotte was playing great ball, but Brooklyn had absolutely dominated the Bobcats. And they won the damn game. And I look, same thing here. Rockets just have the Nets number, and sometimes that just happens. So I'm going to go with the Rockets. I think they're the play. Again, thinking they're the play. But the 2 real free plays would be, once again, the Phillies as a road dog and the Florida Marlins at home. So that'll do it, guys. Best of luck to you all, and I will catch you again on Wednesday.